Hey everyone, welcome back. Today I get to stitch together the hull, so I'm going to need 2 million stitches.
That's not enough, but it's enough to start.
That right there is only a couple 100,000, so we'll need to go a few more, but I'll go ahead and get started anyway. I find it's best to bend these things into the shape of a large staple. That helps put it in at once.
I know what I need. Some shoes.
So I think this will be the last boat I build using only the bulkheads and stations on the inside. I think moving forward I'm going to use outer forms for all of my assembly. It just works so much better. I started doing it on my models and you see the results. They work. It just is great. It holds it together, and then the inside is completely free to stitch and glue the inside, and then you remove those outer forms, but it's the way to go. But for now I will suffer through using shoes and a pool noodle, and we'll make it happen. It'll still work out. It's always a little finicky in the beginning, but you just persist. So this right here is the 5th boat I will have ever built. Now here I am double checking the position of the bulkheads, because even though I designed this boat, I can't remember where I put them, so I always have to go back and check. I actually don't use a tape measure to see if it's in the right place. I use the stitch marks that I have set on the panels, because they are every 4 inches. So I just count the stitch marks back and make sure it's in the right spot. You can see me here marking the position of the bulkhead for the front. Now this takes way more fingers and hands than I have, but somehow we managed through it. But it is tough getting all those staples into the right holes. So here's the stern bulkhead, and I'm using it as a station right now. Eventually I'm going to take these things out before I do any gluing, because they don't get installed right now. They'll be permanently installed much later. But like I said, I use bulkheads and stations to hold this thing together while doing the initial assembly. And even though it's finicky at first, it is neat to see this thing come together so quickly into the shape of a boat. It very quickly gives you, that satisfaction of seeing the thing go from your imagination to what you're eventually going to be able to take out on the water. If you've never built a boat, I encourage you to do so. You can do it, and it is very satisfying. It gets you, it gets you in the garage or the workshop or whatever you want to call it.
In the early stages of stitching, everything I do is symmetrical on both sides. If I do one here, I'm going to do one over there. And also, early on, I don't tighten these down all the way. Everything's super loose because I don't really want to just lock it all in one place. I'll do a little bit in the front, a little bit in the back, and just keep jumping around. That way I don't accidentally make a mistake somewhere and then compound it by tightening it down too much and overcommitting too early on. This is just to start the process and get it to start holding together. But nothing too permanent just yet. But it's looking good. It's a really cool feeling seeing it come together like this and having everything just fit so smoothly. That line is just right up perfect. I love that.
This is a very approachable way to build boats. It's why I picked it in the first place. I don't own a block plane. I'm not a woodworker. I'm not an expert of anything. But if I can get in the garage and do this, so can you. And it is wonderful. So please take that leap and go build a boat. And as far as straightness of the entire thing, it's the pre-positioning of the stitch marks on those panels. They were all drilled by the CNC machine, so I didn't have to do any of the, drilling after the fact. So being that those are all pre-positioned and already assigned their locations, the boat comes out perfectly straight, every time. It's not something that would possibly get messed up. If those stitch marks didn't exist already and I had to drill them all myself, I would run the risk of possibly having the thing out of alignment. But really the bulkheads hold it together in the right shape, but the stitch marks on all of the panels are what ensure straightness. And then once you get it this far along, it's just a matter of filling in and tightening up some spaces where you see gaps or, anything between panels you want to tighten up before you think about putting, epoxy onto the thing. Well, thanks for watching, and there's definitely more to come. This was just the hull, and coming up is going to be the deck and amazing things. So if you like what you see, go ahead and hit that subscribe. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Later.